If you've ever wanted to know the absolute best, most foolproof way of flirting without feeling awkward or weird, then you're in the right place. In my 20s, I asked the most charming man in my office what kind of method he used when he was trying to determine which women to date. And what I took from that conversation completely changed the method that my friend and I used for flirting. It sparked the most awesome social experiment, and it actually led to her wedding. And today I'm sharing exactly how this same method can help you effortlessly meet people no matter what age you are. The reason that I was even interested in finding new ways of flirting with people or talking to different men was because my friend and I used to go out every Saturday night, and we would go to this one bar first and we would have a drink, and then we would go usually to like Dave and Buster's or someplace like that, and we would play arcade games, and they had a bar there and a restaurant. And so it really opened it up so that if we did meet anybody, we could talk to them in that fun environment. But it never was really in an actual invitation for a date. And that was really kind of our goal. And so I ended up going to work one day, and he was at work as well. And I asked him, I said, what kind of things do you look for in a woman that you're interested in dating? And he said, I like someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously, who if I test them with something kind of punchy, are they going to be offended easily, or are they going to roll with the punches? And, can they banter easily? And I said, so to me, it sounds like you like a dumb blonde. And he said, exactly. He said, but she can't, she has to be intelligent. I just like that dumb blonde kind of attitude, And so I told my friend, I said, we are going to go out on Saturday, and we are going to talk to every man, every single man that we see. If he's by himself or with friends, or even if he works there, we're going to talk to all of them, short, fat, tall, slim. We didn't care. We were going to talk to every one of them. And I swear to you, we probably talked to 50 different men, and we had so much fun. And because we were each other's wing woman, we could look at each other and tell when we were ready to move on to the next set. Like if we didn't think these, men had what we were looking for, And so that night, my friend Layla ended up meeting Kyle. And Kyle was with a few of his friends, so we all hung out together. We went to the bar area and got a drink, and we ended up getting some food from the restaurant, and we played lots of games together. And I didn't live too far away, so we all left the place and went back to my house, my apartment, to hang out for a bit. And we had so much fun that Kyle and Layla ended up dating from that point on. They were together all the time. They were inseparable. And 6 months later, they moved in together, and 6 months after that, they got married. So it literally works. It is a proven method. And it was so funny, and I still give Layla a hard time even to this day, because I was like, we just got the method and you married the first guy. But he was a great guy and great for her. They got on really well, and so it worked, and it worked great. The only hard part of that is that I didn't have a wing woman to do that with anymore. I did have other friends, but that was kind of at a time where once you met someone, you kind of went with your boyfriend. You still did stuff with your friends, but a lot of times the emphasis did move off of you and your friends, which that is something that Layla and I actually talk about, even now, that is something, if we meet men in the future, that is something we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up our hard-earned friendships with, people because we are dating someone. And so that is something that I want to talk about one day in a future video. So if you like what you've seen so far, I definitely invite you to like and subscribe, like my friend Bonnie gave me this glass. But if this is something you have enjoyed, and you do think that's something that you might like to look at in the future, you may want to go ahead and subscribe, because I might not come across your feed again. There is another video that I would like to suggest that you look at if you like this topic, and that is dating over 50, 37 red flags and standards. And those are definitely things that we need to, consider if we are going to date again, that we definitely do need standards. So I invite you to look at that video. And there's also a really cute one about things that we like and appreciate about men. So either of those would be really good ones to look at next. And so one of the other things I was going to do was tell you the cute little story about my coworker and the song that he totally butchered, which I totally loved, misheard lyrics. He said, Lionel Richie, he tells the lady, I love you on Saturday night, but I'm leaving on Sunday morning. And I said, what? Which song are you talking about? And he said, you know, leaving on Sunday morning. And I said, no, that's not the lyric. The lyric is easy like Sunday morning. And he goes, no, that's not it. And I said, it is. He's saying he's calm. He's laid back. He's easy like a Sunday morning. He's like, my whole life. He's from the islands. I almost butchered his accent, but he was like, my whole life I've loved Lionel Richie. I thought he tells the lady, I'm going to love you on Saturday night, but I'm leaving on Sunday morning. And so it was just amazing. And every time I hear that song, I think of him. He was the most precious person. Unfortunately, we lost him at a very young age. But anyway, I just adore that story. I just want to thank you for coming. I've had a great time. And again, like and subscribe if you like this kind of content.